Well, turning out to be a beautiful night here from Kansas City, Missouri. So glad you could join us, as always, for Mariners baseball on Root Sports. It's the Mariners and the Royals. It's game one of this three-game series, and some Mariners fans trying to take the K by storm as they've averaged just about 30,000 a game this season here at Kauffman Stadium, as the Royals have been with this century in franchise history, a magic number of 3, trying to win a division title for the first time since 1985. So exciting times here in Kansas City. As Mike, we take a look at the Mariners starting lineup today.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Marte leading things off, a 9-game hitting streak for him, and then it's Seager. Cruz, the DH, will bat third. Cano, Gutierrez, and Smith in the middle of the lineup. Montero, you can see what he's done here at Kauffman Field. A .550 batting average for Montero. Miller and Sucre round out the 9 for the Mariners.
Veteran Jeremy Guthrie up on the mound, getting set to come home with the first pitch. And it's taken for a strike by Ketel Marte. Mariners playing their second straight series against a division leader. Of course, took 2 games out of 3 over the weekend in Arlington against the Texas Rangers. Top spot in the West. And what a month of September it has been for the Mariners. 12-6. Only the Cubs have a better win-loss record this month at 14-6. And you can see a 9-game hitting streak for Marte.
It's been a struggle for Guthrie this year. 5.55 ERA, 8-7 record. Started the season in the rotation, was sent out to the bullpen for a while, getting a start here tonight. In fact, he had a start against the Mariners back in June 23rd in Seattle. And the Mariners were able to get to him 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 on their own.
He freezes Marte with a fastball. 1 out.
Take a look at the defense for the Royals, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Alex Gordon, recently off the disabled list. He is out in left field. Kane, the center fielder. Rios out in right. Moustakas, the third baseman. Escobar and Zobrist playing up the middle. Eric Hosmer, fine first baseman. And then Salvador Perez will do the catching tonight for the Royals. For Guthrie, again on the year, you can see 79 strikeouts, 43 walks, over 144 and a third. Opponents hitting .306. He's given up 25 home runs this year.
And he's really been beat up at times. And you're right, Ned Yost taking Guthrie out of the bullpen, putting him back in the rotation. Danny Duffy going to the bullpen. That's where he will be in the postseason. So giving him a head start there. On Sunday in Arlington, Seager went 3 for 5. He doubled twice. Kyle now 35 doubles on the season. That ties a career high that he set back in 2012.
Kyle having a great month of September, hitting over .380. You can see the 4-game hitting streak for Kyle. Started to heat up the last week of August, and it's carried over into September.
Here comes the 1-2 his way, and it evens things up.
For Guthrie, he has all the pitches. His average fastball will be around 92 miles an hour. Mix in a slider, curveball, and changeup with it.
Guthrie, 36 years old. He's got some Northwest roots. Born in Roseburg, Oregon. Went to high school in Ashland, Oregon, about 3 hours south down I-5 from Eugene, just above the border of California. Pitched a year at BYU, 2 years at Stanford. And a full count to Seager. Cruz on deck, a monster season from Nelson Cruz. Now an 8-game hitting streak. You were talking about the hot month so far for Seager, and it seems like, for whatever reason, when Seager gets hot, that is a prolonged period of time. We're not just talking about an 8-game hitting streak, for example, with 8 hits. When Seager gets in the zone like this, it's multiple hits over weeks on end, it seems like.
Well, you're right, and I think it's basically because he's going to use the entire field.
This is punched into the corner, right above the wall for a home run. Seager, a line drive that just sneaks in fair. We mentioned the home runs. Guthrie's given up a bushel of them this year, and Seager tags them early. It's 1-0 Mariners.
And right on cue for Kyle, talking about how hot he has been. That home run ties a career high. 25 home runs now for Kyle. Take a look at this last pitch. Gets something in the middle of the plate, and it is a line drive just high enough to get over the wall and right. Also gives Kyle 70 RBIs on the year.
And now to another home run hitter. Here is Cruz. A nice start for the Mariners. 1 out, nobody on. Escobar back at shortstop. Has had a couple of days off with an injured elbow. 2 outs. That'll bring in Cano.
We've seen a lot of Guthrie over the years, and he's always been a fastball, changeup, mixing a slider and a curveball. With his struggles this year, he's actually been throwing his curveball a lot more as of late, and it's been a much better pitch for him. He will try to get hitters to chase it. He'll try to bounce it off the plate.
Guthrie started Game 7 of the World Series last year. Also Game 3 in San Fran. A lot of lift. Does it have enough length? And it does. A home run. The Mariners get to Guthrie twice. First Seager and now Cano. And it's 2-0 Mariners. What a start tonight here in Kansas City.
Well, we talked about it. 144 innings pitched for Guthrie. He'd given up 25 home runs. Well, now 2 more to it. So 27 home runs given up by Guthrie. For Cano, his 18th on the year.
And now on to Gutierrez with 2 outs.
Starting him off with the curveball, and you can see 4 home runs off of Guthrie in his career.
Now, when you think about the Royals, you think so much about pitching and defense, but the rotation this year for the Royals has not been strong. There have been a lot of cast of characters throughout the course of this season that have filled the 5-man rotation for Kansas City. The bullpen is incredibly strong, the best in the American League, but Ned Yost has struggled to find answers at times in the starting 5, and that helps to explain acquiring Johnny Cueto from the Reds at the deadline.
Well, at one point, the guy that they thought was going to be the ace of their staff, Ventura, was actually sent down to AAA. A young man that has one of the best fastballs you're going to see.
Ned Yost, the all-time winningest manager in franchise history. Now, the reason why Ventura came back right away was because our old friend Jason Vargas almost the next day went on the disabled list and had to get Tommy John surgery. Two balls and 2 strikes to Goody, who has homered in 4 straight games, which is not what Jeremy Guthrie would like to hear right about now.
We've seen the Mariners lineup do this a lot in the month of September, and that is make starters work. Already 23 pitches for Guthrie here in the first. The Mariners in the second half came into the game with 217 extra base hits. It's the most in the American League.
Smith on deck. Well, the offense this month has been remarkable. And so is the record. Gutierrez rung up. Caught looking. But what an inning it turns out to be for the Mariners. With 1 out, it was Kyle Seager just by the pole in right field for Kyle, number 25. Then Cano, not wasting much time, out to right field as well. The Mariners on top early. Masashi Iwakuma making start number 18 on the season. It's his first this year against the Royals. The winter today, 87 and 62, top spot of the Central. And Mike, having a look at the starting lineup as penciled in by Ned Yost.
Leading things off, it will be Alex Gordon. Then it's Ben Zobrist. Played some left field. Now second base tonight. Then you have Kane, Hosmer, Morales. What a year the DH has had. 105 RBIs for Morales. Moustakas, Perez, Rios, and Escobar round out the 9 for the Royals.
Now, we've been used to seeing Gordon hit a little bit lower in the order this year, around the 5 or 6 spot, but Yost has moved him back to the top of the order. Escobar, who has been the leadoff man for most of this season, has struggled lately. Gordon back healthy. And Mike, for a team that is built almost entirely of aggressive hitters, Gordon and maybe Zobrist might be the 2 most patient of the bunch.
You're right, but they will be aggressive at times.
It's all relative, I suppose.
It is at times. You know, when you go through the lineup against these guys, if you look at it, walks this year, they are last in the American League, which is hard to believe when you think about Kansas City and the way they play the game. You would think that they would be more patient, but they don't strike out at all because they're so aggressive. So Iwakuma is going to have to make quality pitches early in counts against the Royals. Royals are first in hitting, 4th in runs scored, 7th in total bases, and they will run 2nd in stolen bases.
Long look in for Kuma. Now the 2-2. And he gets him swinging. Sucre will have to chase it down. And keeping the foot on the bag. Nicely done there by Montero.
And this is on the split, down out of the strike zone. After the ball gets away from Sucre, a fine play for the catcher. Had to get rid of it quickly. Good job by Montero to keep his foot on the bag at first. Take a look at the rest of the defense, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Gutierrez in left, Miller getting the start in center, Smith out in right. Seager is at third, Marte and Cano playing up the middle. Just saw Montero at first, and Jesus Sucre will do the catching tonight.
That brings in the switch hitter, Ben Zobrist. Now for Iwakuma, 3 straight quality starts. The A's, the Rockies, and the Angels. Bringing that recent resume into Kauffman Stadium tonight. For Kuma tonight, marking only his 4th career start against the Royals. He's put up good numbers against Kansas City. As many strikeouts as innings pitched.
For Iwakuma on the year, 8-4 record, ERA right at 3.9, 92 strikeouts to 20 walks. Opponent's hitting .238. He's given up 17 home runs this year. He's really pitched well lately. His last outing against the Angels, 6 innings, just 1 earned run.
Boy, the strikeouts really stood out in that appearance as well. 9 punch-outs. And it seemed like 8, if not all 9 of them were on the splitter.
Out of the strike zone.
Full count.
When you're up against an aggressive team like the Royals are, I think his splitter down, out of the strike zone, his slider off the plate away to the right-handers. It's going to be important. He'll be able to use his curveball early in counts to try to steal a strike because they are ready to hit the fastball.
1 out walk. Zobrist at first, 1 out. That brings in Kane. And you can see the type of damage that this Royals offense has done this year, ranking within the American League. Boy, runners in scoring position, that number right there, Mike, really stands out too. 285.
Well, no, it doesn't. You can see what they've done against right-handers, 271. So they've really done a good job this year as far as that goes. They're not a club that hits a lot of home runs. They're 13th in the American League in home runs and the 38 triples. They have a lot of speed. This is a big outfield. They will try to take the extra base when they can.
we see the slider from Iwakuma. You mentioned it earlier, Mike, and there was a point earlier this season for Iwakuma where it almost sounded like he was going to scrap that pitch. Has it been a matter of him throwing it better or just choosing the spots better? I
think the location has been much better. Even on that first pitch, it's off the plate away, but we talked about how aggressive they're going to be.
Through the hole, Zobrist on his way to third, and the Royals have him on the corners.
And we'll take a look at the next pitch. It's just off the outside corner. Fastball at 86 miles an hour. Had some run to it, but it was elevated. Good news for the Mariners is Iwakuma does a pretty good job holding runners at first. Now that Kane is over there, he has 28 steals. So you have to keep an eye on Kane. He's only been caught 6 times.
In steps Eric Hosmer. And a first pitch strike. And you can see Hosmer having a quick chat with Bill Miller, the crew chief and home plate umpire.
You can see having a really good season, hitting over 300, 15 home runs, 85 RBIs for Hosmer.
Zobrist at third, Kane at first. Dropping right to the glove of Marte. That is a huge out, number 2. And Hosmer left shaking his head. We'll take a look at our Seattle City light power play, and what a day it was on Sunday at Comerica Park for Kendrys Morales. He had a career game. 3 home runs. Unfortunately for his case, they were all solo homers. But he sprayed the ball all over the yard at Comerica, and he even sprinkled in a triple. He had 15 total bases. You can see Salvador Perez counted up the home runs for Morales. Set a franchise record for total bases. Well, this has been a remarkable season for Morales, who takes a 5-game hitting streak in today, and that number not nearly as impressive as the other numbers that he's put up all season long.
Saw the 293 average, 21 home runs, 105 RBIs for him. See what he's done over the 5-game hitting streak, 4 home runs. He has 41 doubles this year.
Good ballpark for doubles here in Kansas City.
It definitely is. And I was watching again during batting practice today. The ball will get through the outfield gaps in a hurry. It looks like it's pretty fast outfield. One of the advantages that I think the Royals always feel that they have, because of the speed that they can run out in their outfield, they'll speed it up even more because they feel their guys have a better chance of getting to that ball. Kane certainly can, their center fielder.
He's at first base. Now the corner, and Iwakuma ahead 1-2. Now these are the type of situations that Morales has thrived in this year. A chance to be a run producer, tied for 4th in the big leagues with the runs batted in this season. Only Donaldson, Arenado, and Chris Davis have more.
Well, he's hitting .342 with runners in scoring position.
That's about as good as it gets. Two and two. Rick Waite's looking on, Mariners pitching coach. Mariners offense giving Kuma 2 early runs. Seager and Cano both going deep to right field. Iwakuma trying to get out of the bottom of the first unscathed. Zobrist, a leadoff walk, moved to third on the single to right by Lorenzo Cain.
The next pitch will be 20 for Iwakuma. 19 pitches, 11 strikes.
The 2-2. And a full count. Moustakas on deck. and a huge bounce-back season from a difficult 2014. There is really not an easy out in this lineup for the Royals. Go-ahead run at the plate. Tying run at first. And he gets him to cut right through it. Iwakuma gets out of the jam. A strikeout to Morales, and the Royals leave him on the corners. Is brought to you by Alaska Airlines, 80 non-stop destinations and growing. By Safeco Insurance, find a local agent at Safeco.com. Do more. By the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting Tim Allen October 24th. Tickets at EmeraldQueen.com. And by your local Ford stores. On to the top of the second here tonight. Game 1 of 3, Mariners and the Royals. Mariners getting off to an early, quick 2-0 lead. Seager and Cano both homering in the first inning as Seth Smith will begin the top of the second.
And with Smith hitting, the Royals will put the shift on. So the shortstop Escobar on the right side of the infield.
Right back, ticking off Guthrie's glove, slows it down a little bit. But now number 1.
Mariners were able to get Guthrie to throw 25 pitches in the first inning.
Guthrie, the 22nd overall pick in 2002, taken by the Indians. He was taken 5 spots after the Phillies took Cole Hamels. Drafted out of Stanford.
We showed you the numbers for Montero hitting in this ballpark. He's had success against Guthrie, 3 for 4 with a home run.
Well, you mentioned those good numbers. Normally we would see the left-handed hitting Logan Morrison in the lineup tonight against a righty, but congratulations to Lomo and the Morrison family as Logan flew home today. Lloyd said at a precise time of 5:44 in the morning to be there for the birth of his first child, a beautiful little girl. So congratulations.
Congratulations indeed.
Sounds like Lomo obviously not here tonight, will not be here tomorrow. It sounds like there's maybe a chance that he will be here for the finale on Thursday, but if not, we will see him in Anaheim. 2 outs, but a very special time for Lomo. Fan Appreciation Fireworks Night is all set for October 2nd when we give a cap tip to the best fans in baseball with prize giveaways every inning, including a Holland America cruise. Following the game, fans will be treated to a fireworks show. For tickets to join the fun, cruise on over to mariners.com/fan. After a lengthy top of the first, 2 quick outs for Guthrie and a first pitch strike to Miller. Now, when you talk about position change from the infield to the outfield, and we've seen Miller go from shortstop to center field, you look here in Kansas City and you have the best example of somebody to do that, and that is Alex Gordon, who made the move from third to left and has won 4 straight Gold Gloves.
And you wonder sometimes, coincidence or not, but when he made that move, all of a sudden his offense picked up too.
That's a good point.
And I think that, I know when he first came to the big leagues, I felt for him because everybody left-handed hitter, third baseman, you think of George Brett right away, and that's a lot to put on a young player.
Through the left side, Miller extends to top of the second, right to Gordon. But Gordon has really set the example in left field. The platinum glove last year to the game's best defender, regardless of position. 2 outs, Miller at first. That brings in Sucre batting ninth. First pitch strike. Now for Guthrie, this is his first start in just over a month. You mentioned coming from the bullpen back into the rotation. Osmer holding Miller at first, and a quick peek that way. Mariners have had the hot hand against Kansas City recently. They've won 8 of their last 12 games against the Royals. Into center field, here comes Kane. Doesn't have to move much. We're on number 3. Miller stranded at first base. As we go on to the bottom of the second inning, Mariners an early lead. As we take a glance at our Arco top performer, and we focus in on tonight's starter, Hisashi Iwakuma. Some historic stuff here. The lowest career earned run average versus the American League Central all-time. If you set a minimum of 10 starts, you can see better than Pedro Martinez by a couple of percentage points. And there's no doubt a big reason why you look at Iwakuma's numbers lifetime against the Twins as he squares off against Moustakas to begin the bottom of this second inning. But Mike, his numbers against Minnesota are just, I mean, these are beyond video game numbers. 6 starts for Iwakuma against the Twins. He has a .21 earned run average. He's allowed 1 earned run in just over 42 innings. He struck out 42.
I think a big part of that is the Twins have a young lineup, taking advantage of that maybe.
And that 1 run was the home run by Dozier in the 9th inning when Iwakuma was on the verge of a complete game there earlier this year. Complete game shutout at the time.
You see the numbers for Moustakas. His best year, 279, 20 home runs, 73 RBIs. Last year he had just 212. Really struggled last year. In fact, he ended up getting sent to Omaha for a little bit.
And it's been a remarkable turnaround for Moustakas. An all-star this year for the first time. Gets him tied up, and Moustakas will walk back to the dugout. That's strikeout number 3 for Iwakuma.
We'll take a look at the last pitch. Again, down out of the strike zone. That's the split. Just trying to throw it right off the top of home plate. Out of his hand, it appears that it's a fastball and going to be at the knees, but you can see the bottom drop out of it. So far early on, Iwakuma's doing a good job pitching around the edges of the plate, keeping that split finger down out of the strike zone.
Now facing Salvador Perez, an all-star this year for the 3rd straight season. Now for the Royals, tonight starts their final homestand of the year, and they are coming off a somewhat disappointing road trip. They lost 6 out of 10 games. Good pitch there. You see the curve.
And again, down out of the strike zone. I think that's something that you're going to see more of from Iwakuma as this game moves on, using his curveball early in counts, just trying to steal a strike.
Here comes his 0-2. And he gets Perez.
That was a great look right there of Sucre. When he called for the curveball, you could see him point to the ground out in front of home plate. He wanted to see that ball in the dirt. Iwakuma was able to get it there, and more importantly, make Perez chase it right off the top of the plate.
And you know, Mike, when you think about the splitter and the curveball from Iwakuma, they both finish in the dirt, but they're look different on their way home. There's a change of eye level there, isn't there?
There is. His curveball, we've shown it already, 72, 73 miles an hour. At times he'll be down to 70 with his curveball, much slower than his split. His split's going to be 83, 84 in that area. And he wants the split to look like a fastball. Obviously with the curveball, the more he takes off it, the bigger the break. Curveball looks more like it's above the belt coming in, and you go to attack it, and boom, right on top of the plate.
And gets ahead of Rios. 0-2. Rios a 10-game hitting streak. Missed a lot of time early this season because of a hand injury. Curveball lifted to center. Miller charging, keeps his feet, and a quick 1-2-3. Bottom of the 2nd, a couple of strikeouts and a lazy fly ball to center. Mariners have a 2-0 lead. Well, some good news. Bark in the Park is back Tuesday, September 29th. The special offer includes a ticket for both you and your dog, a Mariners dog bandana, and an invitation for all four-legged fans to walk around the bases post-game. It's all for only $40. Tickets are available only at mariners.com/bark. Digging quickly into second base. Marte put it on the Jets, making the turn onto third, and Marte is in there easily. Leadoff triple for the Mariners shortstop, and a fist bump from Rich Donnelly.
Well, Marte ended up striking out, looking his first time up. He attacks his first pitch fastball this time and hits it right over the base. We talked about it at the start of the game. A lot of triples in this ballpark. So a good start for the Mariners. We'll bring up Kyle Seager. Kyle with a home run, his 25th, his first time up.
Infield in, and it's strike one.
25 home runs, ties a career high for Kyle, so he has about a week and a half to get past that.
Plenty of time. Well, since the end of August, Seager hitting over 400 and with some pretty serious pop. Hosmer, the Gold Glover, can't put the backhand on it, and the Mariners take a 3-0 lead. Boy, you just kind of assume when it goes that way on the ground that he'll vacuum it up, but not this time. A leadoff triple comes around to score.
And you're right, Hosmer, one of the better fielding first basemen you're going to see. A simple backhanded play. I'm not sure if that hit the cut of the grass or not.
Now that is an error on Hosmer. You don't get to say that very often.
Kyle will pick up his second RBI of the game.
Hard chopper, and right under the glove of Zobrist. Boy, if you're Guthrie, you're saying I've gotten 2 ground balls that have been within, well, an inch of leather from the Royals, and they both found their way into the outfield.
No, you're right. And you'll take a look at it. Zobrist playing second base tonight. Looks like he gets a piece of it right off the end of his glove, and with Nelson Cruz taking it easy with his running, probably would have been an easy double play if he'd have been able to glove it.
Now, we heard Lloyd talk a little bit about the quad from Cruz, and it does not sound like Nelson is all that close from returning to the outfield. And as Lloyd is trying to keep it easy on Nelson, DHing him.
And keep him in the lineup.
Yeah. Nobody out and 2 on for Cano. Lloyd's hope, if you go back to some of his comments from about a week ago, was that Cruz would be healthy enough to play in right field here in Kansas City so that he could spell Cano for a day, maybe 2, DH Robinson. That will have to wait.
Cano with his 18th home run in the first inning.
Mariners 2 runs in the first and a run here in the third and a chance for more. Ball and 2 strikes. I mentioned that Guthrie is making his first start in about a month, but in his last relief appearance, he worked in long relief. He threw 72 pitches, so not quite the limitations that you would see on a normal pitcher returning to the rotation for the first time in a month. And he's pushing 70 pitches here, pardon me, 50 pitches here in the third. Crushed to right field towards the fountains, and this is going to have a splash landing. This is destroyed by Cano. Home run number 2 from Robinson Cano tonight in as many at-bats. Zero question about the fate of that pitch.
We talked about Guthrie throwing his curveball more, but he tries to come back with a fastball, and you can see it running right back middle in. Cano hits it out into the water in center field. Now 19 home runs on the year. There's the curveball.
.433 feet from Cano. That'll get it done.
Oh, you were right, Aaron. You said he crushed it. He certainly did. 430 feet.
And it's helped to give the Mariners an early 6-0 lead. 3 homers. Seager the solo shot, Cano the solo blast in the first, and now a 3-run bomb. Nothing but strikes early on here to Gutierrez. Still 0-2.
And Guthrie has now given up 28 home runs on the year. And he hasn't reached the 150 inning mark yet.
Well, this is his 4th, make it his 5th game this year of allowing at least 3 homers. He does have a 4-homer game. That was in a disastrous start earlier this year against the Yankees, when he lasted 1 inning and coughed up 11 earned. All 4 men that have reached here in the third have scored. And it all began with Marte's triple. Then an error by Hosmer to put Seager aboard. That scored Marte. Cruz singled into right field, then the 3-run homer.
And Franklin Gutierrez, who had been 0-2, finds his way back to a 3-2 count.
And this is lofted the opposite way. This has been the trademark for Goody this year, but Rios leaps and he can't make the catch. It stays in the yard. Anytime Goody goes to right field, you kind of get this sneaky suspicion that it's going to find its way out. It's been that kind of year. And he came inches shy. Instead, he'll have to settle for a double.
Well, it's 387 feet out to right center field. Great effort by Rios, the right fielder. And again, it's on the fastball. You can see the location right in the middle of the plate. Rios trying to make the catch. So with that double, the Mariners now as a team have hit for the cycle here in this inning. Started with a triple by Marte.
Well, when you examine the numbers closer from Guthrie and you look at slugging percentage, so in other words, opponent's ability to hit him for extra bases, like, well, we have obviously seen happen early on tonight. He enters tonight's game with the 6th highest slugging percentage among all major league starters. In the last 3 years, the only pitcher to give up more hits than Guthrie is Mark Burley. And there's only been 2 pitchers to surrender more home runs over the last 3 years than Guthrie. That's Dan Herron and R.A. Dickey. The 0-1 to Smith.
Kansas City has a right-hander getting loose in the bullpen. Looks like Miguel Almonte getting loose.
Almonte, a young guy with some great stuff.
And Guthrie now at 60 pitches as he works here in the third. Still nobody out.
Clubbed right field. Can it drop in? Right behind the shift. Rios on a hop. Goody into third. And the assembly line here in the third inning for the Mariners just continues to churn out hits. Take a glance now at our CenturyLink what's next the rest of this series. Elias and then Paxton. And then it'll be Yordano Ventura, the hard thrower, against Johnny Cueto, trying to find himself in time for the postseason, coming off a strong start near the end of the recent road trip for the Royals. Coverage beginning at 4:30 for each of those games back home in the Northwest. Here is Montero, runners on the corners. Breaks it left side. Moustakas from his knees onto first. Not in time, and another run comes in. Now, fantastic effort from Moustakas to lay out for it, but Gutierrez is able to come home and score.
And it certainly looked like it was going to be a base hit, but a great play by Moustakas. And good hustle by Montero to beat the double play. He'll pick up an RBI.
And that is the first out in this top of the third. And it brings in Miller, the 8th batter of the inning for the Mariners. This is destroyed. This might find the parking lot. Oh my goodness. Now the All-Star game was here just a couple of years ago, and Home Run Derby has carried over to tonight.
And for Brad Miller, now double digits in home runs, his 10th home run on the year. And we're going to get a pitching change.
Now with that swing, Miller brought the hook. We'll take another look at it. Brad knew it right away. That's it for Guthrie. He's given up a lot of length. We'll step aside. RTNW Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, it turns out to be an awfully short night for Jeremy Guthrie as the Mariners batter him for 9 hits, 9 runs. He does not escape the third, Mike.
It's a tough night for him. It's been a tough year. 2 1/3. Didn't walk anybody. A couple of strikeouts. 63 pitches. And he gave up 4 home runs.
Awfully short night for Guthrie, and now Ned Yost has to turn it over to the bullpen for a long while as he goes to Miguel Almonte. Almonte facing Sucre.
Just 5 appearances on the year in 5 innings. He has 7 strikeouts. A good arm. He'll be in the mid to upper 90s.
Almonte, really explosive stuff. Only 22 years old, from the Dominican Republic. Made his major league debut on the 3rd day of this month. Now we saw Seager, the second batter of the ball game, go deep. Cano, 2 batters later, a solo shot to right field. And then what has turned out to be a lengthy third began with Marte's triple. Cano a 3-run blast, Miller a 2-run shot. And none of them have really scraped the wall, Mike.
No. No, it's a tough night for Guthrie. See his fastball percentage at 61%, and you can see why. He's already hit 97 a couple of times. Also mix in a curveball and a changeup.
That's a power changeup. That'll be about 89, 90 miles an hour. Oh boy, filthy curve there. You can see Sucre shaking his head. It's in there, though.
Well, take a look at the curveball. He thought that pitch was down. Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, didn't think so.
It's kind of a delicate line to toe for a catcher when you're at the plate, isn't it?
It is.
You don't want those calls to go against your pitcher. Back to the top of the order. The Mariners bat around. It's back to Marte. Oh, 2.
That was a look at the changeup at 90 miles an hour.
Now, there aren't many pitchers. Of course, we're spoiled with Felix, but there are some who, if you're a power arm, that changeup becomes a power pitch. .96 missing, 1-2. This has been a 7-run inning for the Mariners.
That was another good curveball, too. You can see why the Royals like him so much. Good fastball, 95 to 98 miles an hour. That curveball, and of course the changeup.
Now Seager on deck if Marte can reach. He's got a full count. And he lost him. Marte, ball 4, draws the walk. And this top of the 3rd continues for the Mariners. By the way, the 7 runs scored by the Mariners this inning, that's a season high. Mariners have scored 6 runs in an inning 3 times this year. In fact, twice this month. There's something about September.
And Kyle Seager, who's been hot. Kyle with a couple of RBIs, his 25th home run already in the ball game. So he's looking for a new career high in home runs.
They have Zobrist very deep at second base. Zobrist is in the prevent defense with Arrowhead right across the street from us here, where the Chiefs play, sharing the parking lot. There was once a proposal to have a roof that extended between Kauffman Stadium and Arrowhead and would just slide back and forth, kind of Safeco Field style. It didn't go through. There might have been some budget limitations there. Well, off the plate, 3-1. Would it continue to cruise? Seager has reached twice, and he has scored twice. And he thumps this high to the pole. Does this stay fair? It is hammered, and it is a foul ball. Now Seager can't get a hold of one much more than that.
Well, he had a good count, 3-1. It's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right at the top of the strike zone and in the middle of the plate. And this month, Kyle has not missed that pitch, just out in front of it just a little bit.
Now full count on Seager. He's already homered once tonight. Marte takes off, and it's outside. The inning continues. Back-to-back 2-out walks.
I think so far Edgar Martinez has enjoyed his evening. What do you think, Aaron?
This is Edgar's kind of night. Two batting practices scheduled tonight for the Mariners.
What an improvement offensively this club has made. Up and down the lineup, a number of guys that are swinging the bats extremely well.
Now, so here is Almonte, 22 years old, trying to stop the bleeding, and now facing Cruz.
Mariners in the second half of the season lead the American League with 217 extra base hits, and obviously added a lot to that tonight.
2 on, 2 out. And it's 2-0 to Cruz. And Almonte struck out Sucre on a vicious curveball, but then ran the count full to Marte, walked him. To the same as Seager. And this crowd, which is nearly jam-packed here at the K, is very quiet. Two and one.
They're just not used to seeing this type of ball game. Talked about it at the start. The Royals 21 games over 500 here in their home ballpark, 4th in ERA. So they're just not used to seeing this.
Not at all. Out of play to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cruz. Marte the walk now at second. This has been a long top of the third for Royals pitching. Popped up. Zobrist giving way now to Rios, coming down from his perch in right. And with mercy, the top of the third comes to a close. A lot of damage done. Cano went fishing in the fountains, and then Brad Miller, number 10 on the season. As always, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Alcides Escobar will lead things off at the bottom of the third, and Mike, to say that Iwakuma was down for a while would be an understatement.
In the dugout for almost a half an hour. But I think he'll take the run support.
7 runs, a season high, on 6 hits in a 12-batter third inning. Escobar off the last 3 days with an elbow injury. Now, one of those days, an off day for the Royals, was hit surprisingly where the pad wasn't. You can see the size of the elbow pad, probably a larger one now for Escobar. Jammed him, and a little number right back to Iwakuma for out number 1. Well, hope you can stick around after the game for Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. And if things go at this rate, that man will be very happy. We'll hear from Cano. Robinson, a couple of homers, 15th time in his career. He's homered twice or more in a game. Seager, the shot back to the first. 25 of the season. Now tying a season high. Gordon looks at strike 1. A lot of strikes tonight for Iwakuma. That's not a real big surprise the way he's been pitching lately. Really slowed the curveball down. 71. You can see there 26 of 38 pitches for strikes. And a lot of them on the first pitch. Right to the glove of Montero.
I can see him throw his curveball up there at about 65 just one time tonight. I want to see 65.
Mike, when we talk about pitchers who throw a lot of strikes, the one that really comes to mind is Phil Hughes of the Twins, who throws a ton of strikes, too many strikes, and probably too many first pitch strikes. What's the difference with Iwakuma, who throws so many strikes and yet he doesn't typically get burned by it?
There's a couple of things. One, I think the most important is the quality of those strikes. He's able to pitch on the edges of the plate It's rare that he throws a pitch right down the middle. And then the other thing is he has the ability, he can throw that curveball for a strike. It's not just fastballs all the time. It's the curveball. He'll mix in a slider, try to keep the hitters a little bit off balance, but he can throw those pitches early in counts, maybe catch a little more of the plate. But because they're off speed pitches, hitters typically will take them, and he can steal a strike that way. I think when you're talking about somebody like Phil Hughes, one, he throws a lot of fastballs, and a lot of them get in the middle of the plate. And when you're throwing that many strikes, it already, as a hitter, it puts you in that frame of mind, that mode, that swing mode. And if they're in the middle of the plate, there's a good chance you're going to get hit. That's why I thought at the start of this one for Iwakuma, it was going to be important for him to be able to pitch off the edges of the plate, use his curveball early in counts because of how aggressive the Royals are now. He could probably throw his fastball a little bit more because of the lead that he has.
He's ahead of Zobrist now, 1-2. And we saw the Twins earlier this year, a team that the Royals are very familiar with. And we saw Hughes. He was throwing a first pitch strike over 75% of the time. And it's not necessarily overpowering stuff when you look at the velocity on his fastball. You're right.
No, he's in the low 90s.
Yeah, if you're a hitter going up there, you're ready for it. You know it's coming 3/4 of the time. Zobrist holds back on the splitter, 2-2. Now Zobrist will see a lot of time at second base. Omar Infante will be out 2 to 3 weeks, a left oblique strain. And as we all know by now, Zobrist can play just about anywhere, especially at second base. Ties him up, gets him swinging. The fastball from Iwakuma. And no rust for Iwakuma after that long top of the third. 1-2-3. He plows through the Royals. Here at Kauffman Stadium, the Royals trailing this one to the Mariners. Offense 9-0 as we look at our Columbia Bank difference of the game. Mike, a lot of long balls for the Mariners.
Kyle Seager gets it started with his 25th home run. Then Robinson Cano follows up in the first. How about Brad Miller? His 10th home run, double-digit home runs for Brad. Cano now with 2 home runs in the ball game. Showed some tape of Morales on Sunday hitting 3 home runs in a game, and Cano here in the 4th, already his 3rd at bat and a couple of home runs under his belt, including the last one, which he hit over 430 feet.
Almonte back out there on the mound and took over for Guthrie. Cano has never had a 3-homer game. Have a couple of cracks at it tonight. And it hasn't happened for the Mariners you can see since Jose Lopez in 2010.
Well, it looked like he tried to hit another one right there on that fastball. 96 miles an hour right in the middle of the plate.
And we all know the type of pitching that the Royals have, so when you see a score like 9-0, it really doesn't seem to fit with the mold of what Kansas City's put together last year and this year as well. This year, the most runs that the Royals have given up in a game is a healthy 14. And that was when Guthrie was on the mound again. That was a 14-1 loss at Yankee Stadium when Guthrie went just 1 inning and coughed up 11. Soft chopper. And Zobrist there for round number 1.
I think you're going to have a chance for the Mariners to get to 14, maybe more, because the situation that the Royals are in, well out in front in the Central, probably going to see a lot of the kids out of the bullpen tonight.
For Kansas City, we mentioned the road trip when they lost 6 of 10. Really, if it wasn't for the monster day from Kendrys Morales on Sunday in Detroit with the 3 homers and the triple, that road trip for Kansas City would have really ended on a sour note. But that kind of helped to lift the Royal spirits a little bit going into a rare off day recently for Kansas City. But this is a situation for Ned Yost. At this point, your magic number is 3, so the division is a sure thing. But now you're playing for home field advantage.
Home field advantage. Different situation than they were in last year when they had to play all the way up to the last day. So it'll be interesting to see how Ned handles all of it. Franklin Gutierrez has homered in 4 games in a row. Just missed homering in 5 in a row. He had a double his last time up. Hit it right off the top of the wall in right center field.
One and 2. Now, meanwhile, around the Central, as we're talking about the magic number for these Kansas City Royals, the Twins are leading the Indians. Remember, it takes a combination of 3, matching Twins losses or Royals wins to cinch the division for Kansas City. And elsewhere, in a season that has just been a disaster for the Tigers, in last place after winning 4 consecutive Central titles, they are, well, it seems like moments away from a chance to have a combined no-hitter against the White Sox at Comerica Park. We'll keep you posted on that. Just gets a piece to stay alive. It's not very pesky at bat the last time up for Goody as well.
Well, he missed a lot of time, obviously. Did not play last year. Had to fight his way back to the big leagues this year and has really played well. Came into the game hitting .315 with 15 home runs and limited playing time. So I don't think he's up to giving away many at-bats. Great pitch right on the outside corner at 98. Not much you can do with that one.
Now that'll sear some meat. 98, 2 outs. That brings in Seth Smith.
Seth 1 for 2 so far. Had a base hit, a line drive into right his last time up.
Zobrist playing deep at second, as we've seen him do already a couple of times tonight.
Watching Almonte, he's not just throwing hard. That last fastball 97, but he has some run to it. Pitch running off the outside corner. You can see it again. Showing a really good curveball and a changeup.
Now, Almonte tried out for the Royals at the Royals Academy in the Dominican Republic years ago, and in his first tryout appearance he walked 4 men. He only retired 1, and he was so sure that he would not make the Royals that he went to one of the executives there at the Academy in the Dominican Republic and asked to have his travel money back because he thought for sure that he would be needing it to go home because he would get cut. And now he finds himself pitching in September on a playoff bound team. Now things have changed. Smith ahead, 3 balls and a strike. Montero on deck with 2 outs. Well outside, and the inning continues. Smith reaches for the second time. Take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. We'll focus in tonight on the American League wild card. Yankees and Astros, that's what it would be right now if the season ended today. The Twins lingering, the Angels a half game behind Minnesota. Astros will have a weekend series at home against the Rangers after they were swept in 4 games in Arlington last week. That'll be a big series for both those clubs. Keep in mind the Astros trailing the Rangers by just a game. So the West still very much up for grabs between those two teams. Montero shot to center. Kane looking up, and Kane will watch this hit off the batter's eye. Montero with a line drive shot to center, and a home run derby in Kansas City just continues. It's 11-0 Mariners.
There hasn't been anything cheap about any of the home runs the Mariners have hit tonight. That ball at dead center field is 410 feet to center field, and it gets out in a hurry. 97 miles an hour, middle away.
This is a pitcher's ballpark, right, Mike?
On most nights.
Only bigger ballpark in the majors, Coors Field, and we saw the acreage there in Colorado earlier this year in interleague play.
Montero now with 3 RBIs.
Miller in towards the corner. Gordon's had a pretty quiet night.
Brad having a good night. See what Montero has done in this ballpark. Brad 2 for 2, including a home run, his 10th home run.
And by the way, moments before that homer from Montero, the Tigers lost the combined no-hitter. Neftali Feliz was on the mound for Detroit. It was Tyler Saladino, the rookie third baseman, who broke it up with 1 out. Last combined no-hitter was last year with the Phillies. Cole Hamel was a part of that one. That'll be it for Miller. Down on strikes. But this has been another productive inning for the Mariners. Jesus Montero with 2 outs. It was the walk to Smith to extend things, and then Montero took care of the rest. Kane will lead things off for Kansas City as Iwakuma is enjoying some of the best run support likely of his career. 5 Mariners home runs. Kane a little flick foul.
Fourth inning and they already have 10 hits on the scoreboard. The only starter without a hit is Sucre.
Into the gap, dropping. Smith coming in, shoestring catch. 1 out. And with that, let's check in quickly with Jen Mueller. Jen. All right, thank you, Jen. Eric Hosmer in with 1 out.
Hosmer lined out to short his first time up.
Big swing and a chopper through the right side. Second hit tonight for Kansas City. And they've got some catching up to do. One out, 1 on for Morales. On that game we were talking about for Morales on Sunday when he homered 3 times and tripled, he set a franchise record for total bases with 15. That broke the record from Hall of Famer George Brett in 1979. The only other player this year to total 15 bases in one game was Yoenis Cespedes, and that was late last month against the Rockies. Cespedes, who has been one of the biggest game changers at the deadline. You think about the deadline this year, Cespedes in the National League, Price in the American League, and what they have done for their respective teams. It has been more than either the Mets or the Blue Jays probably could have ever hoped for. As ridiculous as it is, there have been people talking about Cespedes for National League MVP for what he's done.
I know. I've been watching that too. And I think he's hit, what, 18 home runs since he's been there at the deadline.
It's been incredible. I mean, the Mets went from one of the worst offensive teams in baseball to a team that is now feared. And not just because of the pitching.
Mentioned the Blue Jays. It sounds like Troy Tulowitzki will be back with the Blue Jays to start the postseason.
And even though Tulowitzki's offense maybe wasn't all of what the Blue Jays were hoping for, at least early on, what gets overlooked from Tulowitzki is he truly is one of the best defensive shortstops.
I've heard them rave about that since he joined them.
Hosmer at first base with a single, 1 out, and a full count to Morales. Moustakas on deck. Kuma with 5 strikeouts so far tonight, looking for number 6. Last year, not a strong season for Kendrys. Did not have a spring training. Held out. Activity inside the bullpen for the Royals.
Scott Alexander getting loose.
But Ned Yost gave Kendrys probably more at-bats this spring training than he had had since his very earliest days in professional ball. And that was intentional to get his swing back to where they wanted it, where he wanted it. And not that that is the only ingredient to his success this year, but it probably helped to set him on the right path.
Well, I think he was in spring training at the start of it, and you mentioned, I heard it was around 90 at bats that he ended up getting during the spring. So probably all of those factored in. They certainly turned things around.
Morales taking the spot of Billy Butler, who signed that 3-year deal to go to Oakland. He's not gone well for the A's this year. Last place in the West. Big swing and a miss in on the hands. And that's strikeout number 6 for Iwakuma.
Was able to get him to chase the split. That really good location on the split has consistently been down out of the strike zone. One of the keys that we talked about at the start of the game.
Moustakas struck out on a splitter to begin the second. He comes in here with 2 outs and Hosmer at first base. Mike, I know that Iwakuma is a veteran. He's been around for a long time, 34 years old now, an all-star. But it's still very impressive for Iwakuma to be as sharp as he is, given as much downtime as he has had in the dugout, and given that sometimes when a pitcher has an 11-0 lead, whether it's conscious or not, the results on their end maybe not always so great with that big of a lead.
Right, they'll come out and just try to throw strikes and get too many pitches in the middle of the plate and give up a few runs. He doesn't seem to be in that mode tonight. He has consistently been on the edges of the plate. Again, has split down out of the strike zone. We've seen good use of his curveball tonight. Not many sliders.
First time the Royals are seeing Iwakuma this year. 3 previous starts, including 2 last season. Gets him to chase. The first 2 career starts for Iwakuma against the Royals were almost identical. 8 scoreless, 4 hits. Only 1 walk between those 2 starts. And a total of 16 strikeouts. Moustakas swings right through it. A fastball up from Iwakuma. And you can make it now 7 strikeouts. Masashi Iwakuma through 4 innings. This one lopsided in a very good way early on. We go to the top of the 5th. 11-0 Mariners. Now, whether you're retired or active duty, military members receive a discounted home games thanks to EQC. Save 10% on select main, view, or terrace club level seats for the remaining regular season games. To receive your discount, just present your military ID at the Safeco Field box office. Now, Ned Yost is already on his 3rd pitcher tonight. Jeremy Guthrie could not escape the 3rd. Now it is on to Scott Alexander.
Just a couple of appearances for the left-hander.
Facing Sucre to begin the top of the 5th.
With the home run by Montero, that leaves Sucre as the only hitter in the lineup without a base hit.
Escobar back a couple of steps. Round number 1. This will already be the 4th time up for Marte. A strikeout, a triple, and a walk.
Switch hitter will hit right-handed for the first time tonight.
Meanwhile, a pretty smart move, you'd have to think, from Ned Yost, the manager of the Royals. Drew Butera is the new catcher for Kansas City, as Salvador Perez, the All-Star, is going to have a chance to rest the rest of the night. Butera off the bench. And for Perez, a guy who is built like a statue.
He's one of the biggest catchers I've ever been around.
He's enormous.
He's enormous. But a good athlete. Moves around great back there. One of the best in the business.
Good chance to give him a breather.
I don't think that he'll be the last one out of the lineup tonight. Probably Kane will get a break. Maybe Escobar, the shortstop.
Over the middle. Escobar, long way to go for it. Now number 2. Now for Scott Alexander, Mike mentioned that early appearance this year. He hasn't pitched much. This is the first time he's been on the mound for the Royals since September 5th versus the White Sox. Made his big league debut a few days before that against the Tigers. Made his major league debut earlier this year in September. Now the in-game box score needs to be widened a little bit.
A lot of hits, a lot of home runs. The Mariners with 5 home runs, 10 hits as a team.
Two home runs by Cano. Seager, a shot out to right field in the first, and little did we know that that would be a sign of things to come for the Mariners tonight. And we'll take a look at that big swing from Kyle earlier.
We were talking about how locked in he has been, and you throw him a fastball in the middle of the plate, he's not going to miss it. That's a line drive for his 25th home run of the year. Ties a career high. Right towards Kane, angling back. Round number 3, the first time tonight the Mariners have been retired in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Iwakuma coming back on with an 11-0 lead.
brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast, and by Dollar Shave Club. Shave time, save money. A nice look into Kauffman Stadium. Had a great look from I-70, one of the more unique looks into a ballpark that you'll see across the country when you drive right on by. Utera taking the spot of Salvador Perez, beginning things in the bottom of the fifth. If there were cars, you would see them. There you go, right there. They disappeared on cue. Gets him with the hook, slows it down to 70 miles an hour, and Drew Butera off the bench. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
And we'll take a look at it. It's the curveball. Again, just 70 miles an hour to get the strikeout. Iwakuma with 9 strikeouts in his last appearance. He might go past that one tonight.
No kidding. Have we seen him throw the curveball this often and with this much success?
Yes, I think we have.
Have we?
Yeah. There have been times when he just doesn't have a good feel for his split, so he'll use his curveball a little bit more. That was a slider that he was able to get over for a strike.
But the split's been good tonight.
The split's been excellent tonight. I think his location has been right where he wants it, right below the hitting area.
One hop, Marte's way. Out number 2. I'll take a look at our Geico this date in big league history. 6-run deficit coming back to take down the A's. Moving the Mariners past the Angels. Top spot of the West. First time ever that late in the season. Strike 1 to Escobar. Miller ranging over, has to play it on a hop. Two outs, Escobar at first. A lot of first pitch strikes from Iwakuma.
And he's been able to use all of his pitches to get the first pitch strikes. We've seen the curveball, the slider, spotting his fastball.
Gordon 0 for 2 tonight, the strikeout, and also a line out to Montero. Iwakuma working with what so far tonight has been a rare base runner. 1 walk and 3 hits. Two 1 to Gordon, under Montero, snared by Cano, a lob pass to Iwakuma, coasting over the bag. Nicely done by Cano, and Iwakuma fielding his position as he always does so well. Gets to first base and plenty of time to end things here in the last of the fifth. A little alley-oop to Kuma. To nothing as we take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. 3 games here in Kansas City tonight, game 1, and then it's off to Anaheim. Looks like we'll be seeing Jared Weaver on Sunday, by the way. Angels right now 4.5 games outside of first. Paulo Orlando, native of Brazil, in left field, taking the spot of Gordon. Cruz beginning things in the top of the 6th for the Mariners.
Nelson 1 for 3 tonight, scored a run.
You know, Mike, looking up some numbers from Cruz earlier today, thinking about.
I like the fact that you're laughing as you're saying that.
Well, you think about the season it's been for Nelly, a career high in homers and a career high in hits, which is a little easier to lose track of. As well, the loud one right here, right on cue, his second hit tonight. For Nelson, you think about the hitters in recent history who have racked up the hits plus the homers that he has. And for Nelson Cruz, that's now hit number 171. He's had 42 homers. And the last guy to put up those kinds of numbers was Cabrera back in 2013, and then Cabrera again in 2012. Pujols before him, 2010 and 2009. But you think about the numbers that Cabrera put up. In 2012, 205 hits and 44 home runs. We know how electric of a season it has been for that man, Nelson Cruz. And it's easy to forget about just a few years ago for Cabrera, the best right-handed hitter of a generation. The ability to square a pitch up, to hit for power, to hit for average, it's remarkable.
I've said this before, and actually I've said it about Edgar Martinez when Edgar won his second batting title and he was having all sorts of leg issues. He's not getting any infield hits, and Cabrera isn't. Now Nelson Cruz can get some infield hits. He's had some infield hits, but when you're hitting for that type of average, you're squaring it up. If you're not getting those cheap hits, you're really doing some work.
Easy double play there. Cano not running well, as we all know. Now wipes away the leadoff single. Well, going on now, the Mariners team store is offering a cool gift with purchase. Get a free Mariners cooler bag, perfect for tailgating and picnics, with your $75 novelty purchase. This gift free when available while supplies last, so head to Mariners team stores today. Two outs, nobody on for Gutierrez. Line drive to right. Rios bends at the knees to make the catch. That'll be it for the Mariners in the top of the sixth, retired in order for the second straight inning. We take a look now at our T-Mobile Data Strong fan photo of the game. Good-looking young Mariners fan. Thanks for tuning our way tonight here from Kauffman Stadium, game 1 of 3. As we got some changes, it's Stephen Romero in left field for the Mariners, taking over for Gutierrez. Zobrist leading things off in the bottom of the 6th. James Jones in center field for Miller. Miller switches gloves. Just foul. And Brad has made his way on to second base. So Cano done for the night. Slow motion swing and a miss. Buried the splitter, and Iwakuma has tied a season high 9 strikeouts.
And he's been excellent at this tonight. The split right off the top of the plate again. Weak swing by Zobrist. First pitch strikes, working ahead off the edges of the plate, and then burying the split tonight.
Lorenzo Cain, an all-star this year, 2nd in the league in steals, 4th in runs, 7th in average.
We're talking about Iwakuma throwing his curveball at 65. He's trying to get there. That last one at 70.
We might see it. Strike to make it 2-1. For Iwakuma entering tonight, he's recorded 8 straight decisions, 6-2 in his last 8 starts. An ERA just above 3.25. And opponents in his last 8 times out hitting .218 against Hisashi.
They're having a tough time just putting him in play tonight, and 2 excellent fastballs again. First one on the outside corner, that last one right on the inside corner.
Skimmer out to Miller. Now number 2. You can see an awkward swing there from Cain. Well, improve your on-bus percentage. Riding is easy. Just ask our rider's guide, available at soundtransit.org. Kind of saw a similar swing from Zobrist, who came up empty, and then really see Kane lunging forward and just some really weak contact.
That one was on the curveball again, borderline down, just off the edge of the plate, too close to take, and really can't do much with it.
Oh, 0-2 on Hosmer. A single back in the fourth extended Hosmer's hitting streak to 5 games now. Shallow center. Jones pedaling in, and he makes the catch. Off the bench. Some spry legs from number 99 to flag that one down the side. Sat down in order. Sports is brought to you by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Jack in the Box, taste the new spicy nacho chicken sandwich munchie meal tonight, only at Jack in the Box. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. A look inside the K as we go to the top of the 7th. The Mariners all over the Royals tonight, and some changes as Terrence Gore, a speedster, has taken over in left field for Orlando, who took over earlier for Gordon. So Gore is in left as Seth Smith will begin things in the top of the 7th for the Mariners. Up and in, and does that scrape Smith? It does. Christian Colon, meanwhile, at second base, taking over for Zobrist. Colon, a former first-round draft pick, has spent some time up the middle. And Paulo Orlando, who was in left field, has now moved into center. Escobar, a short handoff, and a double play. And we take a look now at our Big Fish Casino big catch, and it comes on the receiving end of this big home run from Brad Miller. Keep your eye on the man with the glove. Not a bad catch at all.
Well, nice catch. Nice for Brad, too. His 10th home run.
It ties a career high, and here is Brad Miller. 2 outs and bases empty. Miller 2 for 3, the single in that home run. We mentioned at the very top of the broadcast that maybe one of the reasons to explain the Mariners' success against the Royals in recent years. You know, the Mariners 16-9 since 2012 against Kansas City, the best in baseball, is because the Mariners have been able to get to the bullpen for whatever reason. And last year Miller had a late home run off of Greg Holland, the closer, that helped to win a ball game for the Mariners.
Well, and Holland struggling this year, but last year one of the best in the business.
Watching Holland this year, you wonder if everything is right there with Holland. Not a big guy, high intensity delivery, a ton of sliders.
I know he's dealt with some elbow discomfort this year.
And Yost saying today that he will no longer be the closer the rest of the way. It'll be Wade Davis, who's got, you talk about a pretty good plan B. Davis is filthy.
Well, and you think about them last year, it was Herrera in the 7th inning. He was throwing 100 miles an hour. You have Davis that's in the upper 90s, and then finish it off with Holland. So they could really shorten up a game.
And there is Holland. And we will not see Holland until maybe the final game of the series, as Yost said today that he's going to give Holland a couple of days off, if not more than that. Utera down to first base, and the side sat down in order for the 3rd straight inning, but 11 early runs for the Mariners as we go to the stretch. Body, how about stretching your mind as you consider how a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list? Played today. On to the bottom of the 7th. The look inside the concourse here at Kauffman Stadium. Another near sellout crowd tonight, although it does look like some have left early. Sean O'Malley taking over for Kyle Seager at third base. This game beginning to feel a little bit like the Cactus League in terms of defensive replacements. But not Iwakuma. He's going strong as we go to the bottom of the 7th. A lot of strikes. We've said that plenty of times tonight. 9 strikeouts. And we will have a pinch hitter, Johnny Gomes. Seems as though the postseason follows.
It does.
Johnny Gomes, doesn't it? Traded over here at the end of August from Atlanta. Of course, it was Gomes who was in this very ballpark for the wild card game last year, playing against the Royals as a member of the Oakland A's. And that game, that single game, propelled the Royals out of the World Series. And for the A's, It was the final blow to what was just a crushing landslide of a season for the Oakland A's.
Traded away a number of players, most notably Josh Donaldson, who's now in Toronto.
One thing that we've learned about Gomes, Mike, which we will have to explore more with Johnny while we're here the next couple of days, he is a huge baseball trivia buff. Big time.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not just talking about who's Babe Ruth. I mean, he's the real deal. He's into it. So we're going to have to try to stump Johnny at some point before batting practice.
Now, will you try to go back and forth with him?
Oh, I will come with questions and the answers. I will field none. The 2-2. Down on strikes. Strikeout number 10. And Iwakuma, a new season high. Well, the Mariners have a great deal for all college students. Enjoy extended happy hour, half-off pizza, plus tickets for only $12. Join us for the final college night of the year on Saturday, October 3rd at 6:10. Get your $12 tickets at mariners.com/college. One out for Moustakas. Now, Iwakuma has a chance to match his career best in strikeouts as an easy out number 2 comes right back to him. Two up, two down. Mariners very much in command tonight.
Butera going to step in the batter's box, and Iwakuma was able to strike him out his last time up. Was on a curveball, only took 3 pitches, but throws him on the curveball to pick up a strikeout.
Have to go back to the end of July 2012 against the Blue Jays at Safeco Field. 13 strikeouts. That was the career best for Iwakuma.
And we've seen a lot of that tonight. A lot of first pitch strikes, working ahead of hitters. 91 pitches, 65 strikes.
Romero into the corner, running out of room. The slide and the catch. It's been that kind of night for the Mariners. And the side retired in order. Romero off the bench. Looking more like Alex Gordon here in Kansas City. Iwakuma, a season-high 10 strikeouts through the first 7 innings as we go to the 8th. Mariners leading the Royals very convincingly 11-0. We take a look at our Lexus pitching matchup. Mike, this one might not need a whole lot of your explanation tonight.
Let's just concentrate on Iwakuma. 7 innings, 3 hits. Has not given up a run tonight. 10 strikeouts, season high for him. Just the 1 walk, 92 pitches.
Some changes. We're on our 3rd catcher tonight now for the Royals. It was Salvador Perez, then Drew Butera, and now Pena behind home. And as Pena moves over to first, and Chesler Cuthbert, who could double as a diplomat, is now at third base for Kansas City. And it's Sucre beginning things in the top of the 8th. Easy play for Escobar. 1 out.
Michael Marriott, just 1 appearance so far. A couple of innings of work for him. Opponent's hitting just 143. We thought maybe after the way the Mariners went after Guthrie, we'd see a lot of the kids out of the Kansas City bullpen, and that has been the case tonight.
First pitch strike to Marte. Marte stings it into right field, and it drops in for a base hit. His 2nd tonight. 3rd time he's reached. The triple, the walk, and now a single. Well, you can enjoy affordable fun at Safeco Field with BECU Family Nights, where each member of the family scores a selected U-level seat for one low price. The final event all set for next Monday against the Astros. You can pick up your tickets now at mariners.com/specials. 1 out and 1 on for Sean O'Malley. Batting in Seager's spot. O'Malley was really looking forward to this trip to Kansas City for a couple of reasons. One, he's never been to Kauffman Stadium. But more than that, his wife, who lives in Cuthbert, Georgia, with Sean during the offseason. They've been married for just under a year. She's the head women's basketball coach at Andrew College there. She's from Kansas City. Her family is here. And this meant a little bit of a husband and wife reunion. They haven't seen each other for a couple of months. So had a chance to spend the off day yesterday with the in-laws and the wife for the first time in a while. And well, Mike, that can seem to be the life of a pro ball player, especially if you spend some time in the minors and in the majors as well.
Yeah, especially if you're a young player and you're bouncing back and forth. It's difficult. So a nice break for him.
4 pitches, all missing, and O'Malley will take first base. One out and 2 on.
John Hicks going to pinch hit for Nelson Cruz. Lloyd getting everybody off the bench tonight. Give him a chance to play. Barron and Trumbo, the only ones left on the bench for Lloyd.
Now, the story for Hicks this year has been an interesting one. He picked up a base hit in his first major league at bat. He has gone 0 for 25 since. So Hicks trying to break out of that slide. One of the more memorable big league debuts in recent Mariners history. Of course, the catcher who came off the bench late in the ball game to play at third in Chicago in what was a close game. That was the night where Marte injured himself trying to leg one out at first base. Miller had been used. The Mariners were down infielders, and Well, Hicks found an infielder's glove and went over to third base, and Seager went over to short.
And it appeared that he was happy to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a way to make your debut.
Yeah.
And really, for Hicks, that was about as low pressure of a big league debut, because you're not expected to do anything all that flashy when you're a catcher at third base in the big leagues for the first time. Had some tough luck in a couple of ways. And Hicks deserves a hit there. A hard line out to Cuthbert right off the bench at third base. Brilliant innings tonight.
It was really special tonight. We talked about the game plan going into this. Has to locate the fastball, keep the split below the hitting area, use his curveball and slider effectively, and that's exactly what Akuma ended up doing. 10 strikeouts, again, a season high for him, and that's through 7 innings. There's the curveball. You can see why he's happy. Excellent evening for him. Well-executed game plan. First pitch strike tonight. 25 batters faced 20 first pitch strikes for him. Tony Zych will take over. 7 appearances, ERA right at 4. In 9 innings, he has 11 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .219 against Tony. Good fastball. He will be in the mid to upper 90s with his fastball. Also has a slider.
Now for Akuma, that's now 4 straight quality starts, and tonight's start ranking well above the numbers that require just a quality start. This was exceptional tonight. Here is Rios to begin things in the Royals' 8th inning. Rios on the first pitch. Miller taking over for Cano at second base. 1 out. It's an easy start for Zych, now facing Escobar. Now the Royals are in an interesting situation where they can actually lose a ball game and still gain ground depending on what the Twins do. But the Twins right now 3-1 in the 8th inning, and they are leading the Indians at Target Field. In fact, the magic number went down a couple of digits despite some losses against the Tigers for the Royals, because the Angels swept the Twins in Minneapolis in a doubleheader. And so even though the Royals were walked off not only once but twice, Friday and then Saturday night at Comerica Park, they still were able to gain some ground and gain another game with their win on Sunday before the off day.
And the Angels ahead of Houston right now. They're in the 7th inning. The Angels ahead 3-2.
When you look at the West, and in recent years, one of the numbers that's really easy to digest and understand, even for the average fan, is run differential. How many runs do you score compared to how many runs have you surrendered, and then do you have a positive or a negative run differential? There's only one team in the division right now in the West that has a positive run differential, and it's by a lot, as Escobar gets aboard with 1 out. The first place team in the West, the Rangers, they have a -7 run differential. The Astros are +95, which is nothing compared to the Blue Jays, which they're probably +200 or something by now.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
That's for the month. But the Astros are +95, and they trail the Rangers, who are a -7 by 1 game. One out, 1 on. Blue Jays trailing in extra innings to the Yankees, and that's good for the Royals. And even if this score holds, which you would feel like it would, they won't lose ground for home field advantage with the Blue Jays if they end up losing. Paulo Orlando climbing in for his first at bat. And this is the race for home field advantage. Both teams on track to lose tonight. Blue Jays have stormed past the Yankees. I mentioned earlier that Orlando's from Brazil. You don't see many players in the big leagues from Brazil. The first to ever play in the big leagues is a guy who's pretty darn good, Yan Gomes, when he made his debut in 2012. Andre Rienzo as well, and then Orlando. Rienzo of the Marlins. Ducre on the track for the out. Well, we told you earlier, as we take a look once again at the Arco top tier performer, the numbers for Iwakuma against the Central were staggering before, and the numbers tonight have increased even more so. 7 scoreless, a sub-2 ERA. And anytime you're better than Pedro Martinez, now a Hall of Famer, that's saying something.
It'll be interesting to see the top of the 9th. It looks like Jabba Chamberlain is getting loose in the pen for the Royals. Haven't seen Jabba in a while.
I don't know if Jabba's seen Jabba in a while. With the Tigers earlier. This is Christian Colon batting in the number 2 spot. Off the plate, Zick off the glove, and Colon is able to beat it out. And that's an infield single for Colon.
We'll take a look at it. Chopper on the side of the mound off the end of the glove. Did the right thing. Once he picked it up, there wasn't a chance. Don't throw it away. Just end it right there. It'll be an infield hit.
Colon, the 4th overall pick in 2010. He's turned into a bit of a utility man. Has spent some time, of course, in the minor leagues this year with Omaha. Now here is the speedster Gore. Perrin scores first at bat, taking the spot of Lorenzo Cain in the lineup.
Only 3 at bats for him so far.
Kind of feel like the last thing the Royals need is another guy who runs fast. Well, they've got it in Gore, 24 years old.
He helped them last year.
Last year played in just over 10 games for Kansas City. And that comes in hard, and and gets him. 96, and even with Gore's speed, he can't get out of the way of that.
We'll take a look at 96 miles an hour. He hit him in the ribs.
Two outs and two on. Francisco Pena, the catcher, now climbing in, batting in Hosmer's spot.
And for Tony Zych, probably should have been out of the inning. And he has all kinds of problems at this point.
Now Zych hoping to preserve a shutout. Lloyd hoping for the same thing. Nuno and Rasmussen beginning to warm up. And we mentioned at the start of the game that the Mariners this month averaging 5 runs per game, and tonight's effort helping those numbers as well. Two on, two out. Marte, the bobble, trying to pick it up and a run in. That's Escobar. No shutout tonight in Kansas City. Royals on the board for the first time in the 8th inning.
Thought it was going to be an easy play for Marte off the heel of his glove.
Johnny Gomes digs in for the second time. Get some wobbly knees there. And for Zych, the score might be still a 10-run cushion, but this is Zych pitching for 2016 right here.
No, you're absolutely right. And that'll be for a number of the young players, and a bunch of them are in the ball game now too, as far as the position players go. So you want to perform well every chance that you get.
1-2. And a generous call.
A couple of sliders.
Bases full, the Royals. Two balls and two strikes. Ramirez loosening up in the bullpen for the Mariners. And Zych 2-2 gets Gomes swinging. The Royals leave them loaded. They get a run, and that will send us to the 9th inning. A 10-run lead for the Mariners. Top of the ninth here in Kansas City, Missouri. Mariners lead it by 10. As we take a look at our CenturyLink, what's next? It'll be Elias versus the righty Yordano Ventura going for the Royals tomorrow night at Game 2. Then James Paxton trying to get some command going against Johnny Cueto. As Jabba Chamberlain up on the mound, the former first-round draft pick out of the University of Nebraska, the former Yankee, now with his third team this year, will work the ninth for Ned Yost.
Tough year so far. 33 appearances, ERA over 5, 24 2/3. Opponents hitting .340. He's given up 6 home runs.
Now, there was a time in Jabba's career where he was a starter, made 31 starts for the Yankees in 2009. Did not fare all that well, an ERA of 4 3/4. But the Royals, his third team this season, signed with the Tigers in February, then released the second week of July. Signed about a week later by the Blue Jays, and then released without ever pitching for Toronto, and then picked up by Kansas City as he faces James Jones, his first at bat tonight. Oh, and Mike, the triples that could be in Jones's future if he was here for the entire season. This would be a ballpark right up his alley. Kind of like America.
He's actually built like one of the center fielders that they added, used to get a lot of triples, and that's Willie Wilson.
Oh, yeah. Nicely done.
Of course, they had AstroTurf down then. It wasn't the natural grass, but.
2-2.
Still has a good fastball. Last fastball at 96 miles an hour.
As the four-seamer, the slider, and the curve. The off-speed pitches this year for Chamberlain have really been knocked around. Opponents hitting over 350 against the off-speed stuff. Orlando making sure that Gore keeps his distance for round number 1.
Now we'll bring up Stephen Romero, his first at bat for the night.
Batting in the spot of Gutierrez.
Franklin finished the night 1 for 4, had a double and a run scored.
How about this for Goody? We've talked about the home runs, and he was just feet away from one tonight to right field. Turned out to be a double, would later score. 4 at bats for Goody tonight. He saw 26 pitches. We mentioned in 2 at bats where he was really grinding. He fell behind and then was able to work the count full. He did that in the at bat on the 3rd when he got the double, but we're seeing him cover a lot of the plate.
It's one of the things that Lloyd talked about. Well, it was probably a few weeks ago, but Franklin just being one of those veteran guys. He has him on the bench most of the time. Has been able to play a lot more than I think anybody expected, but it's those types of at bats because of his experience, not giving at bats away.
2-1 to Stephan. Made a fantastic sliding catch and foul ground in the corner by left field. That was earlier tonight. You can see Goody and Felix. Where one is, typically the other follows. Those two. And speaking of Felix, some good news today is we heard Lloyd say that as of right now, at least everything is on track for Felix. Now that he left his most recent start with, not for precautionary reasons, because of a tight elbow. Lloyd even said that he saw Felix at the golf course yesterday, and the question was asked, how did he hit him? And Lloyd said, well, I don't know, but I saw him buy in about 10 dozen golf balls. So that might give you an indication as to how Felix thought he would hit him. Sounds like a costly round of golf. Even more so than the usual. Romero a walk with 1 out. And brings in Smith. Well, the Mariners offense has cooled a little bit since the first 4 innings. The Mariners homered 5 times in the first 4 innings tonight. Mariners have been a good home run hitting team this year. When you look across the landscape of the major leagues, there's only been one team in baseball this year with more hitters in double-digit home runs than the Mariners. The Astros have 11 players in double digits when it comes to the long ball. Ball and 2 strikes to Smith.
With Brad's home run tonight reaching 10, does that give them 7?
Well done. Yes. That gives the Mariners now 9. So now they are firmly at the second most in catch.
Mariners 5th in the American League in home runs. Montero with a home run tonight, his 5th.
Kind of fights that one off. It keeps it a 1-2. Mariners have Cano, Cruz, Goody, Lomo, Seager, Smith, Trumbo, Zunino, and now Miller, all in double-digit home runs. Orlando in center, ranging towards the gap for out number 2. And Romero, who walked, has to get back to the bag.
That will bring up Montero 1 for 4 tonight. The one hit was the home run. He's driven in 3 runs, 3 RBIs for him. He's also scored a couple of times.
I mentioned earlier that the Royals are going for their first Central Division championship. Their only division championship ever came back in 1985 when they won the West. Also won the World Series that year. Let's take a look at Ned Yost. And that September, the Mariners actually swept the Royals in a 4-game series. You can see the flag for the 1985 team.
We were talking about center fielders earlier. How about this run of center fielders? Amos Otis, Willie Wilson, Johnny Damon, Carlos Beltran, Tom Goodwin, and now Lorenzo Cain. That's a lot of speed.
That gets it done. Underneath Gutierrez's glove, who came off the bench and went behind home to catch, and now is at first base. So the Mariners extend the 9th as Romero is down to second.
And when Cain needs a night out, they put Dyson out there, who probably covers as much ground as anybody.
One of the fastest guys in the league.
Yeah. So a 2-hit night for Montero. Brad Miller going to step in. Brad with a couple of hits. He's 2 for 4, including his 10th home run. A couple of RBIs for Brad.
Two outs, 2 on for Miller. And as he calls time, I beg your pardon, the Royals won a couple of Western Division titles in the late 70s and early 80s. In 85 year, their lone World Series championship. Chamberlain covering first for the out. Mariners strand 2. Royals down to their final 3 outs. They got a lot of ground to make up. Ramirez coming on for the Mariners. And as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, J.C. Ramirez on to work things to finish it off for the Mariners.
This will be his 4th appearance. 3 in the 3rd, 1 strikeout, a couple of walks. Good fastball slider combination. He will be in the mid-90s.
This is Chesler Holbert, pardon me, to begin things at the bottom of the 9th. Home runs from Seager and Cano in the 1st. Miller a 2-run shot in the 3rd. Cano before that a 3-run bomb out to the fountains. Montero connected on a 2-run line drive homer to center off the batter's eye. Lower portion of it. This has been an offensive night to remember for the Mariners. And they have a chance tonight. They're 3 outs away from winning 8 of now their last 9 road games. And 9 of their last 13 against the Royals overall.
J.C. Ramirez with a good fastball tonight. 97 miles an hour.
Three balls and a strike. Butera on deck. Now at first base. It'll be interesting, Mike, to see tomorrow. Elias, last time out, worked out of the bullpen. This will be his first start tomorrow night, that is, since the 12th of this month. Got a little bit of a time to freshen up in the pen.
I think he'll pitch well.
Down on strikes. Right through a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and there's 1 out.
Ventura is going to go for the Royals, and so the Mariners going to see a good fastball, just like this good fastball, to pick up a strikeout. But Ventura, I'll be curious to see where he's at. some of the issues he's had, but at times he'll hit 100 miles an hour. Elias, of course, change-up curveball combination with a pretty good fastball in the low 90s.
Having a chance to study the Royals hitters tonight. One out for Butera, bottom of the 9th inning. Skies the first pitch. O'Malley past the box to make the catch. And a very quick out, number 2. Well, it's up to Alex Rios at this point. What a way for the Mariners to start this series. You really got it all tonight for the Mariners in a lot of ways. A ton of offense early on. Iwakuma, a season high 10 strikeouts, 7 scoreless, only 3 hits. And they were all singles.
Kyle Seager tying a career high tonight with his 25th home run. Brad Miller doing the same with his 10th. Edgar Martinez really enjoyed the evening. And why wouldn't he?
Jones having to move quickly, back on it. Off the wall, and extra bases for Rios. He coasted with a 2-out double. And the game will continue, at least for the time being. Now the crowd here at Kauffman Stadium not used to games quite like this. The only team with more wins at home this year in the American League, the Blue Jays, and that's by a game. The Royals 48-27 here at the K this year. I mentioned earlier they've already set an all-time single season attendance record. They're averaging over 30,000 a game. This fan base has gotten a charge put into it because of last year. The Astros 51 wins.
We've seen a number of those at that ballpark. They're unreal at that park.
I mentioned earlier 11 hitters for the Astros with home runs, and it seems like a couple of them go deep every time at Minute Maid Park.
It does. That double by Rios extends his hitting streak to 11 games now.
They got 16 hits in those 11 games. A ball, a strike to Escobar. Into left field, Rios, and to third base. And Alex Rios scores with 2 outs here in the 9th. Escobar's 3rd hit, and it drives in a run. So a run of the 8th, a run of the 9th for Kansas City.
See it so many times with young pitchers, just they get to this level and they look like things are going pretty well, but they always have a tough time getting out of that, getting that last out to get out of the inning. So many times with the young pitchers.
Any idea why that is?
I'm not really sure. You know, that they're obviously amped up to be in the game. I think sometimes they get too much of the plate. But I think especially maybe when they get the 2 outs, they feel that they're almost done. Maybe try to reach back and throw a little bit harder, and then they end up in the middle of the plate. And typically they're not going to gain any velocity. You see the pitch that Rios hit the center field fastball in the middle of the plate. That pitch elevated out over the plate.
This brings in Orlando, who gets ahead of the count 2-0. pole in right field. This is foul by plenty. Let me take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. The Twins just took down the Indians. And you can see a healthy cushion there between Minnesota and Kansas City. But the Royals will not gain ground tonight. They could have if the Indians defeated the Twins, but that's not the case. 2-2. And you can see the Indians as we look at the wild card standings now. Boy, the Indians were so hot for about a week and a half or so. And now the Angels, a little bit more of a lead on top of Cleveland. Angels trying to hang in there. Jones comes in and he snares it shoulder high to end the ball game. The Mariners take game one by a healthy margin of 11-2.
An impressive night for Iwakuma tonight. 7 innings, just 3 hits, only 1 walk. Season high 10 strikeouts. He had everything working for him tonight. A lot of run support early in this ball game. The Mariners ended up scoring a lot of runs, including 2 runs right away in the first. Solo home run for Seager, another one by Cano. Cano would add another home run after that, so he now has 19 home runs on the year.